everyone. Welcome in. Another Wednesday already. I swear these live streams are like, I don't know. They just instantly happen way too quickly and it's like, "Oh, look, it's Wednesday. Got a live stream." It's kind of crazy how quickly that they happen. They're just like, I don't know. The intensity of them happening more often is just, yeah. It's good, but man, times go by super fast. Especially with a full power soccer weekend that we had last weekend, coaching that, and I came home Sunday literally just rested all day. That's why I wasn't really quite prepared for tonight's stream at all. I mean, as prepared as one can for a live stream. And there's been some new things in my life that have come up that I figured would be kind of a thing to talk about, and then also talk about Halloween. I hope everyone had a good, safe Halloween. I have some photos to share from a event that I went to. So I figured I'd show off some previous year's costumes and this year's costumes. I almost got the win, but I got second place for a costume contest. But I will take it. The person that got first is well deserved. So yeah. So let's see, who do we have here in chat? Skip says he's gonna catch up on the replay. Mike C, how's it going? DD got the Stream Elements bot. Can't forget the bot. Bot's important. White Raven. And yeah, the weeks do fly by. That's for sure. White Raven said, I went for trick-or-treating for like 10 minutes because I was craving candy. No costume, just fancy lights. Hey, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do to get candy. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Rolling Thunder, welcome in, dude. Glad you're here. So it looks like we kind of got like Halloween on the mind. So I think maybe we'll start with Halloween stuff, and then we'll dig into the basically staying positive when your routine gets changed. And what I mean by that is, for example, I think it's almost been probably the last 3 weeks. I had a weekday person leave my caregiving organization group, whatever you want to call it. And I've been trying to find a new person. And right now the caregiving market's really tough to find somebody. And just, particular shift happens to be on Monday and Friday mornings and then all week afternoons. So it's been really tough, to stay positive and stay on top of my routine because my routine's broken because normally I have care during those times. And it's not that I don't have somebody that can come and help out. It's just not the normal routine, and it completely has me thrown off. So we're going to talk about that and what I'm doing to, get through my routine. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that are all in a similar boat. Like if your routine gets thrown off, like your whole day just gets shot. That's kind of the way I feel like it's been happening. But we're going to start with a positive note, and we're going to be talking about some Halloween costumes. So I don't know how many of you follow me on Instagram or not. And that's fine if you don't. No big deal. But I posted my costume on there. So this year, it was last minute, trying to find a costume, probably like the last 2 weeks. And I should have done it a lot sooner because I could have made the costume a little bit better. It maybe could have got me that first place. But I'll tell you my details I wanted to do after I show it to you. But I had to think of something that would work quickly for somebody in a wheelchair, whether it be a manual chair or power chair. I figured this costume would be perfect for either type of person. And it just so happened that I was thinking what could fit over a power wheelchair? What's something that's like 28 inches of width, 26 to 28 inches wide, and would fit over a wheelchair? So we should look at kids pop-up tents. And who knew that kid pop-up tents are a perfect fit to go underneath and over a power chair or a wheelchair for that matter. So let's go ahead without further ado. Let's jump into this year's Halloween costume. Okay, let me go ahead and bring it on up. Let's see, where's my desktop? All right, I'm hoping that the audio will come through. If I turn on desktop audio, it should. Of course, desktop audio is not working, but you guys can get the gist of what it is. You don't need to hear the downpouring rain. But as you can see, it fit on there perfectly well. The worst thing about it is it couldn't go down any lower because it literally sits on top of here. It's a good view. Literally, this ridge right here sits down on my wrist, which is right next to the joystick. And let me tell you, that made it super hard to drive. I could literally push the joystick like maybe like a quarter of what I could normally push it. Like it was quite funny. So this is what I came up with. It was quick and easy, and bought a conductor hat, and I was gonna wear the bandana, but it's the way we decided to make it so I could see out the top, which in hindsight we should have made a window in the front. Would have been much better in the rain. Yeah, for something thrown together pretty quick, worked out pretty well. There's a pretty good turnout here in Portland at the costumes, different people in chairs and whatnot. And then this guy right here, my friend Franklin, which many of you know Franklin or have met Franklin before. He won. He was basically a grocery store. I don't know what you call it. He's a grocery store seafood counter guy. And then he had his dog dressed up as a crab, which I just thought was hilarious. Like it was a good combination. He had the official grocery store hat and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, let's see. What else do we have in here? Butcher. There you go. Thank you, Joshua. Here's another side view. Actually, I don't know. It seemed to fit on the chair. I mean, for it resting the way it did, and none of it was really resting on my shoulders, which was kind of nice. But as you can see, like my head, like barely cleared the top. I could not see anything in front of me at all. Like it was just like not gonna happen. So yeah, so that was this year's Halloween costume. And then so I don't know if any of you, I had to share this with you guys. I thought it was hilarious. So this was going around on like Instagram and other places. It was like spirit costume, and then you like put yourself into it. So I totally had to join in. Like I had to. So there you go. There's a funny thing for everyone to laugh at. And then I got really, really creative with some backgrounds. Just for the heck of it. Oh, and then this is video of it basically getting cut. So one thing I learned though about these kids' costumes, or these pop-up tents, is the metal that they put in these things is super strong. Like the Dremel barely went through it, and we're talking like it was like a little tiny like piece of metal. It wasn't anything big, wrapped in fabric. So, and I can tell you that these tents are not flammable. That's been tested by me. All right, now we're going to go into some previous year costumes. Feel free to comment on any of these. I mean, I know chat, you guys are probably looking at this stuff going like, what is this guy thinking? But you got to give me some credit. Like, yeah. So this is basically a white tarp. I think this is a what is that? 18-gallon white tote. Just a standard run-of-the-mill, like 18-gallon white tote. I cut a hole in the lid, installed a flush handle. This speaker here next to me was connected, so when you hit the handle, the flush noise would come out the speaker. So that's kind of what that whole setup was right there. And this is the front of it. Got the shit happens and roll with it. And in the toilet bowl, I got all the candy and stuff, and then the purple oh gosh, I don't know, stick thing, whatever it had, a magnet on the end of it, and right there, that red line is there's a magnetic reed switch. So if you were to take the pen there and hold it there, it'd make the sound of somebody peeing. And then there's another spot over on the other side that would make a different sound effect. So honestly, most of it was wiring up the flush handle and the two magnetic reed switches to a programmable soundboard. Oh, and I got it. Don't forget the plunger. Oh, and then the toilet paper fit perfectly on my water bottle holder. You know, that arm that you guys all love that I have on my chair. It worked perfect for the toilet paper. There's our shot of it. Ah, yes. Don't forget, you gotta add the best seat in the house. Yeah, so I think this was like 2018 or 19 was when this costume was. Oh wait, there's more. Okay, that's that. We can get through there. That's just different photos. Oh, all right. So this one, I'm gonna leave this here for a second. Let you guys read it all and move it on. But basically, I was a wine box of wine. So this is just one side of it. Oh, I think you guys can guess who that is. He who shall not be named, who watches and who has a live stream tomorrow, is that guy. He did an awesome costume that year. Anyways, there we go. So I basically took a Franzia wine box and like found an image online, went into Photoshop and like changed it all. So I changed it to the world's most popular wino. It's the handsome select. It's the Ryany, light body, dry sense of humor. I mean, I literally went through and yeah, changed up everything on there. You know, 5 kisses, 34 5-ounce hugs, serve chill. I went through and kind of changed all of it, and I literally went to like Office Max or Office Depot and just had them print it and glued it onto a moving box. It was super super easy breezy. And then this had some other uh instructions and stuff for people to have here, and a little spot for friends and stuff to go and sign my box. So it was just, I don't know, it was a really just a fun costume for that year. Yeah, here's like the label that I did. It had like government warning. According to the search journal, consumption of alcohol might give you and only you the impression that every little thought that enters your mind is absolutely brilliant and worth sharing and repeating several times throughout the evening. So yeah, I just went through and just, like I said, changed all the text on there just to have a great time. Yeah. So anyways, it's just a good time costume wise. So figured I'd show those with you, the last costumes and stuff that I had worn over the last few years. I'll catch up here back on chat. All right, let's see. Um, especially since, oh, you were talking about your procrastination. Okay, especially since in college there was one night I had an assignment due at 4 in the morning. Oh man, that's that's tough, man. I thought about holding my iPad up and driving around, and I could go with Stephen Hawking. No offense intended to anybody with that Rolling Thunder. That's great, dude. Uh, I've had people tell me a costume when I'm not even wearing costume, and I'm just into terror. I told them thanks. It cost me 25 grand, right? But like, yeah, I have the ultimate costume wheelchair. There you go. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was a pretty good turnout there in Portland. The worst thing about on the Halloween night was the rain we had here in Portland was just downpouring. Like it was just non-stop downpouring rain, which really kind of made it difficult to get parking and find your way around downtown. You know, all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, it all worked out in the end. So, what was did anybody else go to anything at all this on Monday or over the weekend? Anybody do any other costumes or anything at all? Anybody want to share any previous costumes? Hit me up on Twitter or Discord if you want to share anything with, you know, the rest of the group. If you don't, that's totally fine as well. Not a big deal. Just figured I could offer. Hey, Celtic Bear, how's it going? We just got done showing some old Halloween costumes of years past. Well, and current too, I guess, if you want to talk about that as well. And Celtic Bear, did you get do anything at all for Halloween, sir? Were you out and about? So I think let's see if the bear has anything to say about Halloween. They're gonna head on over towards the routine positivity, or whatever it is we're gonna call that. So as I kind of explained kind of in the beginning, the routine positivity is kind of what I mean by like your daily routine. Being able to stay like, you know, positive with it when your routine gets thrown off. That could be caregiver didn't show up. That could be maybe you have limited care that day. Maybe you don't feel good. Maybe unable to go to the bathroom that day. Like those are the kind of things that just happen, sometimes, and it's hard to always stay, positive when your routine gets thrown off. And for me, since I've been doing like and having caregiving, having to explain my routine and my processes I do in the morning for the last like I don't know almost 20 years now. I feel like I've gotten like to the point where like if something small happens, my routine gets so messed up that my day gets shot. Perfect example. There's been having some, like I said, a hard time filling in one of my afternoon shifts and a Monday, Friday morning shift. And because of that, on those days, I'm not drinking enough water like I would normally do, which, as you can imagine, on your body, not drinking enough water, we all know what happens if we don't drink enough water. Things start getting backed up, creates problems. And for me, that's really difficult on my body and everything else. So it's it's hard though. I mean, it's not. I mean, I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say, "Look, am I positive about it? Am I always like trying to stay on it? Be like, yes, I got this. So you can stay positive. Absolutely, I try 100% my best to do that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not always possible. There's definitely some hard times. And like I said, I just end up. I always kind of find myself always not 100% taking care of myself as I should. That could, and I'm just yeah, it's tough and it's frustrating because I've had lots and lots of people, that have been able and willing to try to apply for my positions that I have open and to try to fill in that caregiving position, but they, apply, I interview, and then they don't show up. Or they're apply for the job and you respond to them like, hey, I'd like to set up an interview with you, and then you don't hear from them again. And I know it's not just a me thing. It's happening to everyone everywhere that has any type of need of caregiving. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all. I am fully thankful and positive of all of the help I do have and the family help I do have. It just my main point of today's chat was to talk about how to stay positive when your routine gets thrown off. Um, and one of the things I started trying to do is to try to like take notes. Like on the days I know I'm not going to have somebody here, I set like notes on my phone to kind of make like goals, make sure, okay, you need to drink 4 cups of water, today or whatever, 4 glasses, whatever I need to do, and put it on there, and I can check it off like, hey, I've done that and got it done. Um, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but lately the worst thing for me is it's been not drinking enough water because, like I said, once my routine gets off, I feel like my day gets thrown off. I also run into the problem that where I find myself procrastinating more when my routine is off. Like if I don't have my strict routine, like, okay, this is what happens after this time, this is what happens after this time, I don't get stuff done. And then I feel like I fall behind on things. Does anybody else feel that way? I know that Rolling Thunder, you kind of struggled a little bit in college procrastinating. Did that change at all for you after college or down the road? White Raven, positivity is hard. Don't want to act like everything is great when it's not. Yeah, absolutely. Celtic Bear said, nope, stayed home, watch some movies. That's awesome, dude. It's a good way to spend a little Halloween time. Dee skin breakdown for me, down for a couple of weeks. I live alone without caregiver. It was tough. Yeah, I mean, to have the type of skin breakdown or something because, if you're not getting the normal, thing, and I do worry about that. I worry about that for my own self. Like, not having my routine or knowing the things are here like normal, it throws my whole routine off, and I'm bad about remembering to tilt back and relieve pressure, drink my water, like I said, all those things. I just totally, once my routine gets off, I'm just like, crap. I gotta get re back on the train tracks there. I've fallen way off the wagon. Does anybody else have any struggles with that? Like if your routine gets messed up at all, does anybody else struggle with things in your life changing and going differently. I feel like it's kind of a uh, I don't know. I feel like that for a majority of us that require any type of assistance of any of us that do, that if our routine gets thrown off or whatever it is, medical thing, doctor, whatever it may be, it seems to throw off our whole day. Like I said, I've been, let's see, usually things get stressful. I stop sleeping well and enough. Yeah, you probably don't end up getting enough sleep at all. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's starting to catch up to me this last couple of well, it's been now almost 3 weeks now of going through to trying to find somebody. So yeah, sleep can definitely be affected by it. And when you don't get a good night's sleep, then your body, just roll with it. Life is full of twists and turns. Absolutely. Yeah. No, it is. I mean, and that's where I kind of, I guess, my positivity has started to kind of force myself back into like rethinking, like, okay, you need to stop for a second and think about this and put two little. I want everyone to like imagine like two boxes in your head. You have a box in your head that says things you can control, and a box in your head that says things that are like out of your control or things you have no control over. And all of this pretty much always normally has all fallen into not control box, which has helped me tremendously going like, sure, is it going to be tough? Yes. Is it not going to be as fun? Yes, but all because you don't have your normal routine doesn't mean I should stop whatever it is I'm doing. I really need to kind of get myself back into going forward and taking care of myself. Like it just, yeah, I've been learning, slowly, especially after the last few months, that it's just time to put it in the don't control box. Can't control it at all. Don't stress about it. All I can do is put in the effort every day to try to resolve the situation, and that's it. I can't stress about it because stress is definitely not healthy for anybody at all. Mike C. Caregiver issues for his last several weeks now. Agency makes excuses. Yeah, that's kind of that's tough. When when you rely on people and then there's excuses, and yeah, I feel you, Mike C. It was really hard and quickly started to feel like I was failing with it all. Yeah, and it's yeah, that those kind of thoughts pop in your head and you just gotta pick yourself up and get you back out of there, for sure, Dee Dee. I was my parents, even when my dad goes to work later, they're normal. It's strange, right? You're just like, huh. All right, we'll see you later, Celtic Bear. Hope your test goes well tomorrow. I actually am going to get start the process of a new wheelchair tomorrow. Super excited for that. It's been a year of just trying to get an appointment. So I'm super excited to get that. So I hope your appointment goes just as well there, Celtic Bear. Yeah, and I think a lot of my, I guess we won't call them issues, but most of my thoughts lately have just been because I rely so heavily on the routine that I need to learn to adapt and realize that, hey, routine's going to be off a little bit. It's going to change. And yeah, I just got to change things up. Quickly replaced my bottom of my chair. Oh, nice. Well, hopefully it'll be, I'm assuming you're to get that done. You're going to get that done, Celtic Bear. So basically, I just wanted to, I don't know, this thought kind of came into my head today because it's been every week has been kind of getting, up and down, up and down. Um, and just wanted to kind of share my thoughts of just trying to push through and look at things a little bit differently and put things in different boxes. And it's been hard. There's been some family members that have been helping me out that are um, you know struggling, and it's been hard on everyone because there just isn't that normal thing, and it's just I kind of have to put on the not put on anything, but kind of have the hat of staying positive, keep things going in the right direction, because without the positivity and being negative about it, like I said, it's not going to solve anything. So, Mike C is asking, are you going to be getting a different model chair? Um, Probably not. I'll probably be sticking with another Permobil F3. Just get the newer version. I really haven't had. I've had issues with the chair. Like I broke one motor on the chair, which is surprising. I did that, and I pinched some of the wires got pinched on the tilt of the seat when the seat goes up and down, and some wires got pinched and broke some R-net wires. That's the only thing I've ever had wrong with it, so I'm probably just going to stick with it. I've always had front wheel drive. I've always had Permobil. I just like the way it drives, the way it feels. I know it seems to work pretty well for me, so I'm probably going to be sticking with the same. I might look into doing some other chairs, but probably not. I'll probably stick with what I know. Then that way, also allows me to continue to have the parts I do have laying around, extra parts, to be compatible with the new chair. Because you never know with stuff going on in airlines lately. Goodness gracious. All I see is people's posting online on Twitter and on Instagram and people's wheelchairs being broken constantly. Hey, Lidlock, welcome in, sir. Does anybody have any other chairs that think I should maybe look at? Certain brands I definitely will not attempt to try. But I'm open to ideas. Hey, totally normal. I showed an image of you earlier in your Halloween costume from a few years back. I was showing everyone old costume costume parties and stuff. Oh, it's not a bad image. It's classic. It's like a classic, totally normal situation. Um, yeah. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Um, me, no, not eat candy. You didn't eat any candy? Okay, that's good. Lidlock or well, totally normal. I know you. I saw you, so I know you were. Lidlock, did you do anything at all for Halloween there, sir? Did you put on any costumes or anything? Hey, Chris. No worries, man. Sorry to hear that things didn't go smoothly. Just something actually we kind of talked about was like when our routines get thrown off, such as yours this evening. Trying to stay you know, upbeat and positive about it and look at it, half. How's that saying go? Look at it half full, not half empty, or try to like something else we talked about was putting it in two different boxes. Your box that you can control and crap you can't control. A lot of stuff, unfortunately, with us always falls into can't control box. We just have to, you know, do the best we can and try to push through to get a fix to get something changed. So I'm sorry to hear that things didn't go well though, and I'm glad you're here though. Rolling Thunder. The only thing that I would be interested if there was able to compare an Edge 3 versus an M3, which I kind of did when I went to pick a chair, but I wish I could have spent more time. Gotcha. Maybe that's something that we could put together somehow is find somebody with an Edge 3 and a newer M3 and do some sort of comparison. So it'd be interesting, at least as far as like even like overall handling stuff like that. Um, let's see. Lidlock said just went out with some friends, went around finding food. Nice. Let's see here. Had super annoying stuff that happened at the hospital. Working on the video now. Oh man, it's normally everything with your breathing kind of thing. Normally I thought normally go pretty well. They were totally normal. Sorry to hear that there was some annoyances. That's yeah, that's no fun at all. It's good to have chair friends. Yeah, absolutely. Good luck. And I think, having a community of people that are in similar situations, whether it be even if just a wheelchair user for whatever it is their condition may be, I think it's important to have you know friends that can understand what you're going through and what you have gone through, or your situations. You're gonna have. Oh, sorry to hear that. I'm hoping that it'll go really smooth for you there, Lidlock. Let's see, what else did I miss here in chat? I'm totally behind in chat. Oh, I think I'm all caught up now. I don't think I missed anything. So one of the things I was working on today before the live stream is trying to come up with an image that would kind of portray like positivity, even though when things are tough. So I was trying to ask the AI bot to do uh, like an image of like somebody on the stairs, like, or like a person in a wheelchair at the bottom of the stairs, stuff like that. And I was just, I don't know. The more and more I've been doing and playing around with the AI art, the less I swear it understands what a wheelchair is, and just makes the most obnoxious wheelchair like you've ever seen. Just round and ugly and oval shaped, and yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just an interesting observation when using AI art, and hopefully it'll start getting better. I do have one really funny image to show you guys that got made today. Let's see, where's the desktop screen here? So it's supposed to be like Wheelchair King. It's like supposed to be like a movie poster about a guy in a wheelchair being like he's like supposed to be like the king. I thought that was great. And then I was also trying to do a beer, a rycandoit beer label that failed. And then let me show you the stair guy that when I was working on it, and I was like, okay, this is not working at all. I mean, it worked. It made the person so small at the bottom of the stairs. It just I don't know. To me, that just didn't quite you know pull off the issue, or the thing I was trying to portray. But I mean, it's trying. I don't know. I feel like the AI systems are just failing me. All right, back to chat. Sorry, went on a little small amount of AI art there. I don't mean to keep bringing this up, but I find it interesting that I've had people give me a hard time because, yes, I have a full-size power chair. That's not that. That is very interesting that people give you a hard time, dude. That's crazy. See you, White Raven. Glad you're here for a little bit. Let's see. Lidlock can come right back to your comment in a second. And then they always ask me why I need the chair, which is so annoying. I've been go as far as say that I am using a chair that somebody else could have. Yeah, Rolling Thunder, that's a bunch of crap, dude. And I just feel like that there's always going to be those people out there that are going to like see you in a certain situation, be like, oh, you can walk. Oh, you don't need that. That's just, wow, that's just people being dumb and ignorant and not understanding. And I totally know exactly what you mean by that. When with my muscular dystrophy, I was up and about walking around until age 9, probably like 19, but from age like 16 to 19, I drove like a four-wheel scooter, and people would, see me get up and walk and, get out of my scooter, like, oh, you can walk, you don't need that. It's like, I do. I can like literally walk like 30 feet and my legs are going to give out from underneath me if I keep walking. This is part of muscular dystrophy. What at a certain point in time, your legs just give out. Anytime you walk any type of long distance, so I had to start using a scooter, and then people are like, "Oh, you don't need that." And then same thing when I got like into a chair, people would say like, "Oh, you don't need that kind of chair. You can move around. Your legs move." It's like, okay, but that doesn't mean I don't need that chair. Like people are just super ignorant, dude. But that is very interesting, and those are just, I don't know. I feel like there's always gonna be those kind of people out there. Lidlock, a number of years ago, I was diagnosed with three, and I started to have to get weak and I had the artificial urinary sphincter. Interesting. Lidlock, is that something to help you be able to go to the bathroom easier? Um, Sorry to hear it's causing issues with this dysreflexia. People always give me a hard time because I could still walk. Yeah, Lidlock, exactly. Totally normal's rebooting. People say I think he's faking. Right? South Park of Michael Jackson saying, that's ignorant, yo. Oh, for sure. Like it's just totally, it's just people ignorance, not understanding different medical conditions and things. And yeah, Rolling Thunder, that's a very interesting thing, dude. That's something that people bring up and try to, bother you about. And I have a feeling this is other wheelers and other people as well. If you can buy a Coke, you can buy a house, right? Something like that. Definitely something like that. Yeah, Rolling Thunder. I think that we've all had like, well, not all of us, but yeah, I feel for you, man. It's just dumb. I think it's a good thing to bring up though and make people aware of, because I think a lot of people see somebody in a wheelchair and then they see them stand up and like, oh, you're just not. It's like, actually, you don't know you know, my condition and why I'm able to stand and why I, need the chair and it's yeah, it gets frustrating because you always have to like try to explain yourself every time. But definitely just one word with that, just straight up ignorance. Yeah, it's true. If they say you're faking it, just agree and say okay. Like, yep, I'm in it for the parking. You need that shirt, Rolling Thunder. I'm actually thinking about making some really funny disability T-shirts to be able to sell, and that would be one of them. This says I'm in it for the parking. I can't tell you how many times when I did drive, which was from like age 16 to 31, how many people would give me dirty looks or come over and bang on my window and tell me you're too young to park there. You don't deserve that spot. Like happened all the time, anytime I would drive anywhere. That was a very frustrating time. And then once they see me like get out of the car and roll my wheelchair, they're like, oh, fine. It's like, come on. I'm allergic to gluten, and I have a teacher that says I eat gluten even though I'm allergic because it's so good. Nice, dude. That's a good shirt. That's great. And keep saying that as more and more people ask you, since we really are in chairs, we won't sit using the chair. It's true. You keep saying it more and more. It's very, very true. So does anybody have any fun upcoming weekend plans? I don't really have too many. Just I got the wheelchair fitting for a new wheelchair tomorrow. And then, oh, at least the beginning process of fitting for a new wheelchair. I'm going to ask him about doing a wraparound backrest. I want to see if using that would be better than the standard backrest. So then that way I don't have to have those rib killers. I know we kind of talked about that in a few live streams ago about those, the rib supports. Those things just, yeah, those things just kill the side of me. They have zero padding. And I thought maybe a curved backrest might actually provide better support for me. So I'm going to talk to him about that. I know there's no power soccer this weekend at all. So for me, it's just going to be kind of relaxing and getting caught up. Oh, and if you guys remember last week, we were talking about my on-raid server, and the power went out and the battery backup, I think, like shorted itself out and died or something. Well, I've been going back and forth with customer service at unnamed company, and it turns out I tried to turn the server back on today, just having it plugged in, and brand new 12 terabyte hard drive is now missing. It kind of says it's there, but the drive won't spin up whatsoever. So whatever happened during this power surge, and it quickly shut off the server, completely destroyed a brand new 12 terabyte hard drive, which sucks because that's where all my YouTube backups like videos are, all my thumbnails, like all the computers in the house get backed up onto there. So I now have the server completely down. Luckily, I have another 12 terabyte hard drive to install to rebuild the server, but I have to wait until the new battery backup comes, which won't be here until Friday. So I'll be working on that probably most of the weekend, getting the server back up and running and making sure I didn't lose any of my data. Um, um, I just started a process of doing some of that where it's like synchronized with the cloud. It was not done. Um, so I think the drive was doing a parity test when the power went out, and I think that's what totally it must have just jammed ahead the wrong way or something. The good news is the hard drive's under warranty, and the battery backup, or whatever thing you want to call it, is underneath warranty as well. So I'll get them both replaced. It's just, man, I'm glad it was just one drive, not two. So with one drive, I can still rebuild the array. So we're safe. It's super frustrating. I was good. Oh, you're gonna go to a football game, but unfortunately, my family is sick. At least everyone I live with, but obviously, health always comes first. Absolutely, man. Yeah, a football game would be nice. Hopefully, how do you do in the cold there, Rolling Thunder? For me, I can't really go out anything like below like 65. Let's get way too cold. Not to sound selfish when we're family, always, but I hope I don't. No, dude, it doesn't sound selfish at all. I mean, you never want to get yourself, you know, sick. You want to try to keep yourself as healthy as you can. That doesn't sound selfish at all, dude. Backblaze for the win. I've got 9 terabytes of stuff on there for $6 a month. That's not bad. I'm thinking what I have backed up is I'm using a service that charges a yearly fee, which I think is like $120 a year, which probably equals pretty close. Well, probably not 9 terabytes. That's actually really decent. Hmm. I'll have to maybe check that out. I think OnRaid could work and connect to Backblaze and have it sync. With your cerebral palsy, I don't have very strong immune system, so whenever I get, even though the common cold, I'm fighting it for weeks. Oh man, yeah, that makes it tough, man. Especially like once you get it, your immune system. That's one thing, knock on wood, that I've somehow my immune system, even though with muscular dystrophy is normally pretty well affected by it, mine has been like very, very strong. Lidox saying he's got a server around 45 terabytes of logical data that close to a nearby server that logically interconnects data for the files. That's kind of nice, being able to have two places to back things up. Yeah, I could only just, yeah, I wish I had enough, if I had more, More money to be able to pay for another server to have in the house, but man, just powering to one server, man, what it does to the electricity bill, it's crazy. And it only runs, I think, like 119 watts at idle. Or no, sorry. Yeah, no, 119 watts at idle, which is still like having two light bulbs on all the time, but it's not too bad. That's why I invented the .lib file. Interesting. Hmm. When I have a cold, Dayquil and NyQuil become my best friend, I bet, dude. And it's like, yeah, I like jump right on that. Oh yes, it does keep the closet very warm. It actually keeps the whole which is, um, I think you guys actually see it. Where's the iPhone? Connecting? There you go. You can kind of see it's right there in the corner of the room. Is the kind of over my left shoulder. There's like the server rack and the server right there. So it heats up that whole entire closet in there. Gets pretty toasty in there. And there's no exhaust fan or anything, unfortunately, in the closet, but let's see. Not to be off topic, no, dude. There's no such thing, dude. We're a community here, man. There's no such thing as off topic. So anybody who wants to change up the subject, let's change it up. Like yeah, that's totally fine, bro. No worries. But one thing I'm wondering is, I suppose in everyone's opinion, what works better for them when it comes to cold medicine, the pills or the liquid version? Um, well, for me personally, I would say neither. When it comes to those, I try to avoid taking either one of those. For me, I do a combination of, like, I guess kind of like a tea of a crap ton of ginger, lime juice, and honey. Like any single time I feel like I get a cold or anything like that, I just drink like a whole like 18 ounces of that with finely chopped up ginger and lemon, lime juice, I meant, and honey. I drink that for, like a hot tea for 5, 6 hours, and by the next day, I normally am pretty good to go. Um, so I haven't actually taken any type of cold medicine in a very long time, so I cannot answer that question personally. But maybe some other people in chat can, of what they have used and works better for them. Because when I was younger, I'd say I definitely preferred the liquid just because I hated taking pills. So I guess I do have a small opinion there. Um, I have the server room on exhaust in the winter, so I can vent my bedroom if needed. Nice. Yeah, that's one thing I would think I wish I had like a fan in the closet that could blow it over to my room, because that would it'd be nice to keep my room warm in the wintertime with the server. Would have to turn on the heat as much. Dee Dee saying that she has MS, used to go through a massive dose of steroids 3 to 5 days in a row to reset my immune system. I would always get a cold. Dee Dee, would you always get a cold after every single time you get it? Like every single time you'd go and get that done? After you get your steroids? Liquid works best for lid lock. I get sick every 2 to 3 years. Do I got a VPN or something? Nope. Not that I'm aware of, and it says I have an excellent connection. So is anybody else experiencing lag or anything in my video? Nope, no VPNs here though. Let's see. Well, not good for you. I like the Theraflu powder. I don't think I've ever tried Theraflu, Mike. Last year you thought, Rolling Thursday, you thought I had a cold, but the hospital turned out to be COVID. Thankfully for me, it wasn't too intense. That's good. Glad to hear it wasn't too intense, man. That's always scary going in there. What do I drink during the stream? So, that was water I was drinking, and now I have switched to, let me see. a lemon Meyer tea. So pretty much every Wednesday, or actually pretty much every single time, doesn't really matter what day, it's 7 o'clock, I always start drinking a hot tea. That's just something I started doing like 2 years ago, or actually more than that, like 5 years ago, before going to bed, just to kind of help my body unwind. I just drink a nice cup of hot tea before going to bed. Yes, fancy tea. Yes. I would lift up my pinky if I could, but I can't. So we'll just pretend you saw that when I said that. Yeah, so that's what I've been drinking during the live streams. Good question. Didi saying that yes, and they caution about getting around children who have gotten live vaccines. Wow. Yeah, and that's those steroids. They're just so, well, well, for your conditions definitely needed. They're just so hard on the overall immune system, Didi. Yeah, I feel like for me getting COVID back in July was could have been a lot worse, and it wasn't great, but it wasn't too terrible. I was hoping to stay away from that if possible. You honestly think that the situation's gonna be one of those things where it's like the flu, where you can always get it? Yeah, I think it's gonna turn into some of that for sure. But hopefully it will improve you know each week here into whatever things will just hopefully just stay, I don't know, better, and I really hope for everyone's stays healthy this whole winter. It's not fun stuff to deal with, that's for sure. Oh, totally normal. I don't know if you heard earlier in the stream, but I'm going to get start the wheelchair fitting tomorrow. Through oh, place downtown, part of the Legacy group. Instead of going through um the company I cannot name. You assume I assume you don't care if I use some footage from last night in the video. Not, are you talking about the costume? That's totally fine. Like honestly, I any video of me is like probably gonna be public anyways at some point in time. So okay, speaking of public things and in videos. So while I have yeah, that's totally fine, totally normal. Um, while I have everyone here on stream, and there's 8 of you. Welcome, all 8 of you. Um, I would like to start my podcast back up again. And what I am looking for is if there's anybody in chat that would be interested on coming in on the show and being a guest, and basically as a guest you'll be interviewed. So basically going to be interviewing, I will be interviewing you, getting to know you, learn about, disability, life, whatever it is that we basically get around to talking about. It'll basically kind of be like this, except for it'll be streamed on like 3 platforms at the same time. But it'll basically just like this, except for it'll be 2 people chatting back and forth. So I'm looking for anybody that's interested in chat, because I know you guys have been pretty. You guys are consistently the people that I'm hanging out with on Wednesday, and would just want to see if anybody would be interested at all. So if you are, let's see, what's the best way to get a hold of me for that? I guess I need to set myself up an email, don't I, for you guys to be able to contact and send stuff. I should work on that. I'll put the email address in the video description, because I do not have one that I can give out that would be cohesive for that. You have, that works too. Discord's fine. It's not interesting to me. I would be interested. Okay, for sure. Carrier pigeon. Yeah, I'll get that notice to you guys a little bit later. Okay, Lidlock, I think I might already have you on Discord. pretty sure. Rolling Thunder. If you have Instagram or Twitter, you can reach out to me on there. We can coordinate a time to figure out when. Works good in your schedule, my schedule. I don't have any idea of like what day I'm gonna do this on or anything. I'm only probably gonna do like I don't know, one every month or whatever. That's true. Emails and video description are guaranteed spam. Good point. Yeah, we've already had enough issues with spams. We don't have time for that, do we? No. All right. I will add you in there, Lidlock. Oh yeah, because I forgot your channel did have one. Totally normal. I forgot about that. Oh, hold on. Trying to take care of this thing on Discord here, and it's not liking me. It said that had failed, Lidlock. Please confirm that's correct. It says it's like that. Maybe I copied it wrong. Nope, I didn't. But I will figure out a way to get in touch with you, Lidlock. No big deal. We have schedules. Well, you know what I meant. We don't literally have schedules. We just have, okay. How about this? It's not schedules. I want to make sure it's cohesive time within our routines. How about that? Does that sound better? All right. I sent you ampersand. I don't like the ampersand, okay? Non-medical appointments. Well, that's true. I guess we do have wait, what's considered non-medical appointments? Ooh, gosh, that sounds... I really need acupuncture. That sounds so amazing. I miss it. I haven't had it in almost 3.5 weeks. Yes, Lidlock. Ampersand is frowned upon. But Rolling Thunder, like I said, just hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever it is we need to do, and we'll make something happen, dude. I get you on one time, get Lidlock on, and yeah, it's gonna be streamed on. I'll be streaming it on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook at the same time. The podcast, just to kind of make it kind of a fun I don't know, multi-platform podcast, something. So it'll be kind of fun because we'll have a lot of people can like come in from anywhere to ask questions in any of the 3 chat services, which is kind of cool. And we're gonna stream it all through a Raspberry Pi. Let's see how well that works. I am thinking there's gonna be some technical difficulties in my near future. What do you guys think about that? The cool thing is the podcast is all like set up and done. Actually, you want to know what? Rolling Thunder, I just thought about it. You will have to, if you don't have Discord, you'll have to get it set up because I use Discord for all of the video part of the live stream. We get a much better connection doing video chat through Discord for the live stream. That's how I get like guests on and stuff. So I just thought about that. Wanzo, welcome in. Top Gun. Oh man, the new one? I'm jealous. Oh, you have Discord. Well, then you're totally covered there, Rolling Thunder. Wanzo, no spoilers. I have not seen it yet, so nobody spoiled the new Top Gun. I haven't seen it yet. Oh man. I think we're already friends, Rolling Thunder. Didn't you already join in the group when we did that thing? The gaming session. Pretty sure we're already in. Oh, maybe not. You'll have to send me your thing, your number, Rolling Thunder, and I'll add it in there. On Plex. Gotcha. Oh, people do stuff and fly things around. Oh, you just ruined the whole thing. There goes the... Oh, got it. It's actually underneath your name. All right. Well, let's see. All right, well, mine's pretty easy to remember. I can tell it to you. I'm not going to type it because, you know, spammers. It says rycandoit, which, yeah, we know that one. 88057. There we go. I forgot how easy that is to do that. No, not a new one, Wanzo. Bringing back the old one. I want to get it going, get things set up. Oh, and another thing, we are officially. Oh man, I think I was at 10 away from 30 or wait, how many? What are we up to? Okay, I'm officially 6 away from 400 subscribers, which is amazing and awesome. Super excited about that. Oh, good night, Dee Dee. What else did I miss here? The character exists in a movie and he used legs. That's a good description. Oh, you forgot that you managed to set up the flies up making an Alexa scream when it zaps a bug. You're gonna have that for the live stream tomorrow. That's hilarious, especially if it starts screaming for like no apparent reason. Anyways, the reason why I'm so excited that I'm at like almost 400 subscribers, and then we'll be like at and then we'll be at like 500, and then hopefully we can kind of keep going to get me up to that 1,000, so I want to have some of the cool fun things like, you know, when somebody donates money, lights flash, and like all that kind of stuff. I want to make sure, like, I don't know, I want to have all that cool stuff. I'm sure I can set all that stuff up now through using the bot and all that, but I just would rather, I don't know. I just would rather be it's all in one spot instead of having to use a bunch of third-party things. All right, Will, I got you. Should be sent right. Oh, is there a space in between there, Will? There must be. There we go. You can sub under my, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. That'd be awesome. It looked like I'm catching up. I don't know if I'm catching up, my friend. I'm just super excited that keeps on growing. So for any of you that are new to me, hi, I'm rycandoit. Would really appreciate if you like, share, subscribe. Figured I'd dump that in there. Ba -ba -ba -ba. Here, 101. Hey, you're getting there. 102 Wanzo. See, you're still growing. Let's see. That's kind of cool using a power consumption to detect the zappings. I really like that. I'm excited to see that tomorrow. That's like a bug flying into your bug zapper, and then this makes a, you know, screaming sound as it murders the bugs as they fly in. That's priceless. I cannot wait to see that. Yeah, I'm excited to continue growing the YouTube channel because then, like I said, I want to be able to have really cool, like, sound effects and add things to the stream that can all be integrated into YouTube itself, but it's hard with doing it with third-party stuff. I might have to, yeah, if somebody has the experience of getting cool interactions built in using, what is this? What am I using? What's that called? Oh, why am I having a total brain fart? Stream elements. There you go. If anybody has any, yeah, experience with stream elements and getting it to do different things with people in chat and stuff, that'd be awesome. But I feel like it's kind of limited on what it can do on the YouTube side of things. All the flies might have been gone there. I'm above 40. That might be why. It needs a scream from R2D2. I agree. That would be a good scream, Ryan. That'd be hilarious. I don't know if I should do the follow-up review video of my chair when I've had it for a year, or if it's 400 miles or a certain amount of mileage. I definitely want to do an actual review video. For sure, dude. You definitely need to do a review video, especially after a certain amount of mileage. I think maybe I should do like I never really did. I should do a whole review of the very first edition F3. So I can compare it to the new one once I get the new one. Because well, yeah, I should do that now before I start modifying this chair. The only thing I've modified on this chair is I've changed the suspension to be looser, and I haven't installed the C500 shocks yet, but it's on my to-do list to do. So I'm super excited to yeah, to get the shocks on there. Oh, totally normal while you're on here. I need to come up with a game plan to fix the fluttering in the back. This chair is basically anything above 4.5 miles an hour. The thing shakes violently in the back end. Tires. Yeah, I've changed tires. But they're still the standard tires. Gone through tires, gone through batteries. You accidentally bought lottery tickets, man. I hope you, yeah, I hope you're sharing. Oh yeah, it's still fluttering. It's bad. It's gotten back to right where it was before you adjusted it. Remember me when you win, totally normal. Yeah, right. Ah, okay. Well, I can always bring the chair to you without me in it. That's easy enough to do. Just have to let me know when you're back in this side of town. Sorry for the interjection of a wheelchair assist there. Just bring an S-card jack and do it at pit stop. Yeah, that's true. One way to do it. Go into those low jacks, put it right underneath there. Won't take long to adjust the seat casters off the ground. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, Plex started working again on your own. There you go. Maybe you just needed an update there, Wanzo. Nothing works as good as the C500. I feel like the suspension has improved a lot since the C500 era did lock. But the C500 is an amazing chair. It's super good chair. I'll be to warehouse Friday 9 to 1 or so. Yeah, I'll see what I can do on the CG situation to see if I can. I don't have anybody during that time, but I will see. I'll put some ads out there publicly and be like, yo, who wants to drive me? Nothing better than putting your personal life out there for the world to see and be like, I'm looking for a driver. That's all good. All right. The only thing that really broke off my chair is one of the center caps for the drive, but I have a new one on order. That's awesome, dude, to hear. For 300 miles on? Nice. Yeah, I would say you probably want to do your review whenever you have to change tires. That I think would be the best time for you to go and do a review of your power chair. Back in the day when Permo had a weird thing, they had a Permo jack. Oh, interesting. I've thought about like picking one of those kind of things up at like Harbor Freight or something and doing something like that. The Sea Finder is super durable and reliable. Absolutely. Like, I agree with you. Like that chair is basically completely like bulletproof. Like, there's really nothing on that chair to go wrong as far as the way it's built. Ah, no worries, Wanzo. My when I had the power outage that we kind of talked about last week's live stream, I think it happened on Tuesday night before the live stream. It zapped one of my 12 terabyte hard drives out of my on-raid server. So right now I have no data at all. I have to try to rebuild the hard drive situation on Saturday. I'm waiting for a new battery backup to come in because I think the battery backup just got fried. My house will be empty from anyone who's come by and pick me up. Yeah, let me advertise that right on out there publicly. I'll be gone between the hours of. Also had to replace the armrest with my armrest, the trim piece. Oh yeah, that's a pretty common thing to break. That's for sure. Especially if you like any type of thing bangs into the wall or the armrest piece, that plastic surround. That's why I switched to different armrests that don't break anymore. Have the arm trough style. The Autobach. There we go. That's the brand. C500 from 2007 has been in use since. Wow, that's really impressive. Second owner. Wow, that's really awesome. But I think if it's interesting that when it happens, at least that is what they did in my case, is they just had to replace the whole armrest instead of just a plastic piece. Yeah, at Rolling Thunder, that's kind of something that they've all started doing now. For example, it used to be when I first had my first and second first power chair. If you needed new tires, you would take it in. They would take the old tires off, put the new tires on. You needed the armrest plastic surround, they would just replace just that part. Now, they basically literally replace the whole entire part, whether it be your whole entire armrest, even though you don't need the whole thing. They just, and same thing with tires. You need tires, they're going to give you brand new wheels and tires. That's why I took my old ones and I got them powder coated, because, like, well, hell, if you guys are just going to throw them out, I might as well hold on to them and get them powder coated. And then I just basically swapped the wheels around after they left, after I got it powder coated. So it's kind of a good thing. I mean, you can always ask for the, when they, when they swap out and they come to your house and say, hey, we're here to swap out tires, is ask them to keep your old wheels because they're going to replace the whole wheel anyways. Just hold on to them and you can paint your wheels whatever color you want. Maybe we can start a trend of painted Permobile wheels. Or extra parts. Yeah, it's also good for extra parts too. My armrests don't break anymore. I've had these people to patch sheetrock. Yes. I mean, that's an important skill I think that people need to be taught. It's like, okay, if you're going to put a hole in the wall or scratch the wall, we need to know how to fix it. That's just kind of part of it. Luckily, I've only dented a few walls and doors. A lot of doors. I have a lot of chunks missing on doors, that's for sure. And I feel like doors are much harder to patch up because you got to put like wood putty on, you got to sand it, got to paint it, try to make it look all good. Makes it more difficult. That's a good memory. I love how you like crossed them in together. That was perfect. To get so nervous to go to other people's house. Now Wanzo, I used to, but like not anymore. I think okay. Well, maybe the very first time I go there, maybe a little bit nervous, but I don't get too nervous anymore. It's just, yeah, we don't need walls where we're going. I remember a friend of mine got like a brand new bathroom, like brand new doors, brand new roll and shower, like all this stuff, and I wasn't really as worried about going to his bathroom anymore because I had like 36-inch doors versus the small ones, so that part was very nice to have. One thing I've always wondered, depending on the DME, is it, for example, if the caster wheel bearing covers come off, which in my case they have before previously, They would only order 4 caps. That's a good question. I mean, it's a pretty inexpensive part. I think the thing is getting the insurance to be willing to pay for it. That's the oh, well, I mean, if you could private pay, yeah, I don't see why not. The DME should work with you. I mean, anytime somebody's willing to, I mean, we're talking like probably, 12, 15, okay, they're probably like $40 parts in reality. Yeah, you got to find a DME that will be willing to work with you. Um, or some of them online, yeah. With that one recent website that we come across that sells a lot of Pro Wheel parts, I wonder if that would work at all. Christopher Stroll saying he had to join in your F3 stuck in loose sand today. Oh no. Oh man, F3s into sand are tough, man. Once they get in there, they sink in. I'm glad you're able to get it out though. Glad your family member was able to come by and get you free too. Yeah, having to call the fire department for that is just, yeah. Yeah, sand is like getting sand. That reminds me, I still have yet to wash and clean the chair that I took to the coast. And Totally Normal knows about that trip. I totally have not cleaned it since. It's probably going to end up start rusting. All that salt sitting on there. I need to probably take care of that. I need to take the electronics off of it and stuff, take it out and hose it, and let it dry over the winter. I have a Jazzy Elite ES backup power chair that is front wheel drive, and for some reason that thing is touchy. It whips around like crazy. Yeah, some of those chairs could just be like, depending on how they're programmed, could just like whip you around. That's one thing to my old Permobile chair did, my old C300. Man, you turn that thing, I think it would just whip you right around and spin its tires. This chair, not so much. I mean, I could program it that way if I wanted to, but this chair, I liked it's a little bit more controllable. The only thing I don't like, which I still need to reprogram it, is these new motors still haven't been changed their compensation. So when you hit the joystick, it's extremely jumpy. These new motors are just like basically, yeah. I'm glad that they came out with new motors for the F3, but when you try to put new motors on the 2017 without adjusting them, it's very dangerous. It's very jumpy to the point where I don't like it, and it makes it hard for anyone else to drive, especially if it's like turned all the way down. Speed wise, it's still so jumpy that it's hard for them to control. I'm looking for a set of 4-lug Promobile wheel hubs and tires with rims. Are you talking like the larger tiles, kind of, or the larger, like tires to put on your chair? Like, what kind of things are you looking for there, Lidlock? You have your program turned up all the way. Yeah, I have my speed and other things turned up as well, but just not the certain things. Everything within at least 10 miles of here is sand, which is a pain. Oh, Chris, dude, I didn't know you had that much sand around you. We'll have to chat. I might be able to... I have an idea that might work well for you. That would allow you to get around in your chair a lot better and not get stuck. Missed the whiplash days, right? Those are always fun. Yes, I have onboard programming turned on. I reprogrammed it so I can do that. I'm just the motor compensation settings can only be done with the programmer itself, not on the onboard, unfortunately. At least I think, unless I'm totally wrong, totally normal. We'll chip it and tell me if I am, but I'm pretty sure motor compensations have to be done via the programmer. It's a little bit interesting going into the M3 to the jersey, because the jersey I just bought from someone and it's not like it really fit for me. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's one of those like ones you sit in, like one size fits all. Yeah. Well, eventually, Rolling Thunder, when your chair gets to a certain age and you'll get the new chair and you can keep your old M3, it'll be fitted to you at least. That's the only thing that's yeah, that's the hard part, is getting it so you can have multiple chairs that will fit you. And that's something I've been working on now is the chair I was talking about, my old chair that's got the big, huge off-road tires on it. Um, it's great. Like it's I totally agree, but it's not fitted for me. I need to basically change out the armrest, the backrest, and like do a bunch of stuff to it to modify it to fit me. Because right now it does not. It's not fitting me very well, and I need to have a backup chair because if this chair ever breaks again, like it was very difficult to be in that chair for any length of time, especially to the coast. When I went there with totally normal, that was rough. Someone borrowed my dongle. Yes, somebody needs to quote that. You borrowed my dongle. Uh, wow, Wanzo. Wanzo blocked by the bot. That's that's great. Sorry, Wanzo. I don't know what you did. Oh man, that's that's pretty good. I don't know where he could have posted. Uh, oh wait, I can click on it. Really, really, the bot blocked you for that? I'm sorry, Wanzo. Oh, that's really funny because that has like no bad words or anything in it. Um, yeah. So Wanzo was trying to say that he missed the Whiplash days, which I thought I said, but somehow the stream elements got a bug up its bum. It's like, nope, not allowed. Okay, I totally got lost track of that. I have an old Pro wheel. It doesn't use wheel hubs. It just attaches rims right to the. Oh, you got the old school ones. Yeah, those are gonna be kind of. That's gonna be hard to find. I feel like with that older style. We have to get somebody that custom made those things, maybe. I also want the tri-spoke rims. Oh man, I used to have that in my old chair. That would have fit your. Wait, I thought that the C500 wheels and tires. Can't you put C300 wheels and tires on a C500? Aren't they the same? Question mark. If so, isn't there a guy on eBay that sells like a wheel and tire package that fits all Promobiles, like from the C300 and up? I swear that the C500 and the C500 had the same wheel bolt-on thing. Dongle. It's basically a programming device. It's called a Promobile calls it a dongle. It's like a USB dongle device that plugs into your RNet system, allows you to program. Dan has been air quote borrowing mine for man, probably for at least good 4 or 5 years. But he uses a lot more than I do, so yeah, I leave it on permanent loan with him. Bob's Burgers is a great TV show, in my opinion. I'm a huge Bob Burgers fan. I think it'd be absolutely insane if I could do Bob Burgers wrap on my chair with different. Yeah, that'd be actually so. Rolling Thunder, something I've been trying to. I have all my my wheel covers are still off. I mean, plastics are off on my chair except for like the main ones, and I need to. I've been trying to find a wrapping place to be willing to wrap it, and so far I haven't. I haven't found any places to do wrapping on my chair yet. But if I find anyone in my area, I'll let you know. But I've been looking at like finding places to do small stuff like ATVs and motorcycles. But one place I did call and they gave me a quote. It was extreme, like what they wanted. It was like way too much money for wrapping a couple wheelchair plastics. Those are like the Quickie P22 chairs. I miss those chairs. Hold on, Lidlock. I'll look at your. Oh, but I think I've seen those on eBay. They're like 150. Yeah, I here. Let's share it with everyone on the screen here. So these are. I swear that these are exact same ones that come on the Promobile C300 as well. They look exactly the same. Maybe they're not, but I'm pretty sure that those are. If that's the case, there's another guy on eBay that sells a whole entire thing all together, where it's basically like those hubs and tires and stuff all put together for like 500 bucks, which I know is still a ton of money, and you could obviously put them together cheaper than that. Um, with different wheels and stuff. But yeah, that looks very much like the standard C300, I think, hub. So if you're able to run a regular C300 wheel with that, um, yeah, then you might be able to get something to fit that, like a wheel combination. For like 8 years, yes. You definitely have had it probably for about 8 years. Um, wrapping placements that aren't ignorant. Well, that's true. To try to find non-ignorant wrapping places to wrap a power wheelchair, that would be, yeah. Because the way I look at it, like, how great would that be for their business? Like, if there's like one place that's like willing to do like wrapping on wheelchairs, like people could literally take off their like non-important plastics, like ship it to them, get your wheelchair stuff wrapped to get back, and those guys would make a like killing. Like they would have so many orders if somebody would want to do that. I've looked into that, Orion. Orion's asking about what about water transfers? Um, I've seen those. I like those. Most of the ones that I've seen, like that they want to do for pricing, at least around here in Portland, was very expensive. Right out there with the price of wrapping. So I've looked into that though. Just out of curiosity, I have a 2022 M3 standard motors, and when it's going in a straight line at full speed, I've been able to get up to 6.7. A lot of it's just because you're just going downhill. I would say it's just the gravity pulling you down. Could be just the way maybe it's geared on those new motors. I don't. I've only met one person that has a brand new M3, but he does not have his turned up, so I don't know what like his top speed is. Totally normal. There's that guy at soccer that came that has a M3, but I don't think he's able to push his joystick far enough to hit full speed. It'd be interesting to see what his speed is can go up to. Um, that's a good question though. That might be a that's and can those be recalibrated totally normal? I was referring to that one place you went that said those people don't usually come here. Oh, yes, the wrapping place I went to, and there's a vehicle parked in a handicap spot, and I made a talk to the front desk lady about it, and she's like, "We don't have those people like you, or like we don't have people. Those people usually don't come here," or some comment like that. I was like, "Oh man, that was yeah, it was crazy." I totally remember that. Uh, let's see. Dust coated wraps. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So like a lot of dust. Joke I don't know about. Connected over is how quiet Pearlville motors are, even at full speed. Yeah, I think they. I don't know. For me, I feel like the newer Pearlville motors are definitely quieter than the old ones. But I feel like that if you, at least on the old Permobile ones from like 2017, man, you put those things on a hill and you gun it, the noise that those things make is just like they're humming right along. I feel like the new ones are definitely quieter. I'm assuming the M3 motors are just a little bit different than the F3 as far as the way that they're built and made. But I think technically these motors are 2021 on is what these are. Or I guess maybe they're 2022 F3 motors. I don't know what they are. That's what I know is they're torquey. It like rips rugs right off of my ramp. I have a ramp in the garage to get in the house, and it's got a rug on it. And if I just hit the gas a little bit going up that thing, the rug just shoots out from underneath the chair. Way too much torque. Especially like in indoor mode. Outdoor mode, I don't care. I can have all the torque I want. But inside, I don't need to be ripping rungs out from underneath the chair going up a ramp. Got it. It's all the same. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes total sense that they're all the same. Welcome in to anybody that's new. I'm rycandoit. Nice to meet you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Just talking about wheelchairs and being positive around routines when they get messed up. And we were showing some Halloween stuff earlier on. And now we're just shooting the crap in chat. Guess we're going to call it that. Feel free to join in on chat if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. The 5-series chair to full pull, and everything else in 2-pull ones. God, it's just a different attachment for the brakes. Makes sense. I ripped 2 holes in my new car ramps grip tape stuff. Didn't even make it one loading. Wow. Was that just from the torque or just from the new ramps? Heading out to homework. Sounds good. It was good talking to you, man. Glad you're able to make it. I'll reach out to you a little bit later this week, and we'll figure out a time for when I'll be officially starting the podcast back up. Costume was amazing. Thank you, Wanzo. I thought it was a pretty decent little costume as well. You know, not bad for a quick little Amazon purchase, right? All right, for those so I can see how many people are on. So in case any of you are new, and I guess you missed something earlier, we'll do a quick little review of my Halloween costumes because we got some new people in here. We'll do a quick little review. There's not that many photos. All right, so obviously Thomas the Train was the official costume. I don't know if the video is going to load. My internet is doing very strange things. Okay. Looks like video is out of the question, but there's photos. We'll just, yeah, there you go. It's basically kids pop-up tip from Amazon. Fits really well across the width of a power chair, manual chair. Yeah. Pretty good group. Got together, a bunch of wheelers in Portland, hanging out. It's Franklin. Some of you know him, some of you don't. And he was the seafood counter guy, like at a grocery store, and his dog was a crab. Pretty sweet. And just some additional photos. And I could barely see over what I was doing. It was pretty hilarious. I literally could not see where I was driving. Yeah, well, just no explanation needed for that. Yeah. Oh, and then this is what if I get it to load? If I refresh it. And this is cutting it. The metal of these things is very strong. The Dremel was required to cut through it with sparks. So that was pretty awesome. Had to modify it, And then this is a few years back, pre-situation. Gotta have the toilet costume with real sound effects when you flush the handle, and some other sound effects here in the toilet bowl with magnetic reed switches. So just some, fun little costume stuff. And then was also a box of wine. Gotta throw that in there too. We'll do a quick little review, box of wine. And hey, we all know who that is. I think that's totally normal. There you go, box of wine. Perfect little costume. So made some pretty good government warning stuff. Just made fun of it a little bit. It was a lot of fun. So there you go. So anybody that's new, that's just coming into the stream, there you go. There's our quick little Halloween costume review. Torque, I had to stop it part of the way up and then took the headers off. When they started back up, The low torque peeled it. Oh man, I could, yeah, I'd probably just rip that right off. I was told by my local rep from New Zealand that the top speeds is 10 kilometers an hour. It will be interesting to see what I get when a wheelchair customize it. Oh, interesting. Welcome in, Malcolm. Glad you're here. Totally normal saying I'd be in the video, but I had a hospital employee make some comments to me and then literally run up some stairs and say, "You can follow me if you want," as she chuckled and toddled away. Wow, that's interesting. I can't wait to see the the video on that. That sounds like an interesting time. Um, wow. Okay. Amazing costume. Yep, that's good. Even laid them in the sun for 1 day and let them cool overnight and then use the next day. Huh. Let's see. Those costumes are all really creative and cool. Yeah, they're not too bad. They're just, you know, run of the mill costumes all day. Actually, I really enjoyed making them, especially the one with the sound effects. Like adding like electronics into the costume is so awesome. And one of the things I wanted to do with Thomas the Train is I wanted to have a real working smokestack with like a smoke machine. I just completely ran out of time. Everything that I needed to order electronic wise was going to take like a month to get here, and it was like it wasn't worth it. And I probably could have modified a vape pen, you know, quickly and done all that, but with the current caregiving situation, this wasn't possible. Not having anybody here during the weekday afternoon, so I just kind of went with it, made it work. White Raven, welcome back. Had a friend uh, dress as a wheelchair up as a breast exam machine. Oh man. Lidlock, sounds good. Yeah, I figured that's I looked it up on YouTube. I'm like, how can you make like an inexpensive vape machine that would run like a USB battery bank or something? And there's a guy that built one off of some pretty inexpensive parts. They were just going to take a really long time to get here. So I was thinking about doing that. And they're pretty inexpensive. You can normally get like vape pens like by themselves for pretty cheap. What I've been told at least. Um, let's see. Oh, the other thing, I thought it'd be kind of fun to add some Thomas the Train sound effects to it as well, with my sound machine thing that can be programmed with different wave files to play depending on a certain electrical connection. I just didn't have that anymore. 19.6 are indeed cheap. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of a little bit more readily available and would be easy to use for a costume like that. Especially if you're creating smoke like out of fabric smokestack. I figured it'd be pretty easy. Um, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do next time. I want to do either something Star Wars related or like police or fire department with like flashing LEDs and stuff like that. So I figured it'd be kind of cool to make a wheelchair look like a cop car with like blue and red flashing LEDs. It would probably get you in a lot of trouble with the police, but it'd be a lot of fun. The Powerball website crashed right after the drawing started. Oh man, I was gonna buy a ticket too. I'm glad you got a few extra though. You know, sharing's caring. Just saying. Yes, White Raven, you're very familiar with LEDs. You just got done doing some LEDs yourself, sir. I'm all about LEDs. I mean, there's LEDs on behind me. That's LEDs in those tube. There's a LED light in the corner. There's some other ones here in front of me on the wall that are purple. Got all kinds of LEDs. Can change them all around too. I would, but unfortunately the phone is yeah, the phone is kind of indisposed right now. So here's my phone. Is it gonna show? Oh no, that's the wrong one. There it is. So here's the phone. As you can see, it's like 6 feet up above me. So no changing the colors of any of the LEDs at all, unfortunately. Normally I like to have them doing some sort of motion, but the motion doesn't really pick up on the LED tubes behind me because you can see how bright they are. They're just so bright that like the camera just, yeah. I'm using the Elgato camera, which does actually really good in low light. Like I don't even have any lights on except for the LEDs, and I can see pretty well, and you guys can see me. It just doesn't handle the bright neon colors very well in the camera. But yeah, and I'm actually making two more of these tubes you see behind me, but 8-foot ones for a friend. So I'm super excited to start working on those. I'm actually going to hopefully, that will be on next live stream, will be me working on the 8-foot tubes, wiring them, circuit boards, all that fun stuff. I know I'm a little bit off to the side. I know I'm a little bit squished to the side. It's the way I have to pull up to my desk. I can't really scooch over a little bit more. I guess I could probably move. It probably would make more sense if I moved chat over to the other side, but you know, when have I ever, done that? When have I ever tried to make sense? Hey Kelly, welcome in, dude. Yeah, how's the moving going, sir? Ooh, CAD files. Nice. I'm assuming you guys might be talking about maybe ICS switch CAD files, because ICS switches always fun. Let's see, what else do we need to catch up on here? Oh, Kelly has a project. Cool. I like custom projects. It's always good. We all have little projects going on. Oh, no, I was meaning the camera and working in those light conditions is. Oh, not your position. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, White Room. That's what I thought. The ICS which box is your project. Quad fingers crossed. For sure. I agree with that one, Kelly. Fingers crossed for you as well, sir. I hope that you are able to get your project going as well. I'm a little bit nervous starting my project this week with 8-foot LED tubes. I don't know how I'm gonna manage 8-foot LED tubes, but hopefully they will come apart as nice as these ones did. These ones were just basically standard household like LED retrofit LED tubes that I just took a heat gun and was able to pop off the ends. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the new tubes will pop off the ends. I'm getting them two 8-foot LED tubes for, I think they're like $35 for two, so like $15 a piece, which I thought is a really good deal. And then I'll end up taking out the center. Normally, it just comes like a track that goes down on the inside of the tube, and then that track is the same width as a 1/2 inch measuring tape. Like Home Depot, go to Home Depot and buy a measuring tape. It totally fits in there. So I just have to go buy a $3 measuring tape and then glue the LEDs onto that, slide it back in, and wire it up. And then obviously do the circuit board stuff with some ESP8266 boards, which everyone loves those boards. I feel like that's like the go-to like electronic tinkering board to go to. Yeah, for sure, White Raven. It's good that we all have our own little projects. Been diving into USB sensors and a Home Assistant. Got 9 of them and building all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's something like I need. I have 2 other Raspberry Pis, but I have one Raspberry Pi that's used for some custom projects I have. The other Raspberry Pi is used for live streaming the podcast, and I need another Raspberry Pi to run a Home Assistant so I can start using it in my house. So I have tons of smart home devices, and I just haven't had a chance to really dig into Home Assistant. It's on my list to do. So hopefully soon I can dive into that. Because I think this building all kinds of sensors and stuff is really fun and kind of cool. Especially if it makes your house, I don't know, smarter instead of dumber. I know, right? It's the Yeah, it's crazy amounts of money right now. I mean, look, I'm very thankful that I already have, a Raspberry Pi 3, a 2, and a 0. But yeah, I gotta go work on Etsy's order stuff that didn't finish today, and then it's back to ICO stuff. Oh, you still need to work on that. You're going back to work on. Sorry, I misread that. You gotta work on that. Yeah, I mean, the good news is tomorrow's another day. Oh, that's good to hear. I'll have to maybe look into that. I think that's the paid one, right? Totally normal that allows you to access it even when you're outside of the household, like via VPN or something. If I recall, that's what the half version does. Well, I think I'm gonna probably start settling up here. It's about we're an hour and 50 minutes in. I gotta try to get a good night's sleep tonight. Gotta go and get figured out what wheelchair stuff I need besides the curved backrest tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to them about um, and see if there's any alternatives on padding on those rib killers. I really don't want to have a any more rib killers going on if I don't have to. That's the Naboo case. There's a hat already to add Pi 4 to a Pi 0. Oh, that actually might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like Home Assistant in general. I think it's need to add that to my list. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna probably finish it up here. Like I said, I gotta come up with my list tomorrow of everything I need differently on my new power chair. And oh yeah, new Picasso is a Home Assistant remote access subscription. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of, White Raven. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to have to pay that if I don't have to. I did try to set it up on my own without using Nabu Casa, but I couldn't get it to go through my whole like firewall situation. I wanted to try to do it with my own SSL certificate and stuff, and there just wasn't a way to make it happen. So, and I don't really need real access to it from like outside the house, to be honest. Like most of the stuff takes care of itself when I'm not here, so the cameras and whatnot, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah. Oh, nice. Welcome back, Rolling Thunder. Nice and speedy. I think we're just talking about a little bit of some home assistant stuff and yeah, talking about what I got going on tomorrow with the wheelchair uh measuring fitting. I need to get it. Oh, it also reminds me, I need to get my cushion. I need a cushion to be longer. The cushion I'm using is too short by like an inch and a half, to where my body's not being in the correct spot. So I got to get that adjusted. So yeah, so I think we're gonna probably end up finishing up here. Like I said, gotta get up early tomorrow and make it out to the old local Portland hospital to go meet up with some peoples and get some wheelchair measurements. But yeah, remember to like, share, subscribe, and thank you everyone for being here and being in. Take care, everyone, and yeah, and as always, remember, if I can do it, so can you. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night and weekend, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Okay, see ya.